Welcome to Math with Professor V. Today I'm going to show you the number one mistake I see students making with U-substitution. And no, it's not that they don't choose U correctly, it's that they forget about the chain rule finding du. So let's look at two examples. First problem is a classic one that I give all of my calculus students. We have a definite integral from 0 to pi over 16 of 1 plus e raised to tangent of 4x, all times secant squared 4x dx. So pause the video, see if you can figure out what u should be and solve through the problem on your own, and then check back in. Okay, so did you choose u to be tangent of 4x? If you did, that's the right choice. But the next step is where I see so many students go wrong. Now remember, when we find du, we're differentiating. So we have to use all our rules of differentiation. So the derivative of tangent 4x is going to be secant squared 4x, don't forget, times 4 dx. Yep. We have to apply the chain rule, so we have to multiply by 4, the derivative of 4x. Now from here, take a glance back at your integral. All we have is secant squared 4x dx. We don't have that extra 4, so we can divide it over. So we have 1/4 du equals secant squared 4x dx. So now that part matches perfectly. So then our integral is going to become 1 plus e to the u, and then all of this secant squared 4x dx I'm going to replace with 1/4 du. And then don't forget, yes, we need to change our limits of integration. 0 and pi over 16, those are the limits that belong to the original problem, which is all in terms of x. But our new integral is in terms of u, so we have to change them. Everything has to match. So where do you get your new limits from? You're going to plug in the old limits for x, because u is a function of x when we do u sub. So u of 0 is going to be tangent of 4 times 0, which is tangent of 0, which is 0. Okay, love that. And then u of pi over 16, that's tangent of, first simplify inside. So 4 times pi over 16, that'll reduce to pi over 4, right? And tangent of pi over 4 is 1. Good, so those are my new limits, 0 and 1. And then from here, you guys should be good to go. But that was the tricky moment. And most of the time when I give this problem to my class, I'd say more than half get it wrong. Okay, so from here, let me take the 1/4 out. Let's write this cleaner. And we have integral 0 to 1, 1 plus e to the u du. And then we could just start integrating. So we have 1/4 integral of 1, our antiderivative is u plus, e to the u, and then we're going to evaluate from 0 to 1, and then plug in upper limit minus lower limit. Leave the 1/4 all the way out. Don't get it all messy for no reason. So we have 1 plus e to the first minus lower limit 0 plus e to the 0, and then we know e to the 0 is 1, so it's going to cancel with this other one here. So all I'm left with is 1/4 e. Or you could write it as e over 4. I'll leave that up to you. Which one do we like better today? I think this looks nicer. So as you could see, if you forgot multiplying by 4 for the chain rule, then you would have missed this 1/4 here, and then your final answer would have been off. Now, remembering the chain rule doesn't just help you finish solving an integral correctly. It can also help you make the correct choice for you in trickier problems from the get-go. So what do I mean? Here's another integral. We have it's an indefinite integral of cosine to the 5th 6x times sine 6x dx. So a common mistake I see students make when trying to choose u in the first place is they just go too big. So they think they should let u be cosine to the 5th 6x, because we all know, right, that the derivative of cosine involves sine. Derivative of cosine x is negative sine x, so they're like, perfect, yeah, here's a cosine, I see a sine. But no, because remember, when you find du, you have to apply the chain rule and whatever other rules of differentiation are necessary. So cosine to the 5th of 6x, if it helps you, you can rewrite it like this, right? So that you can see it's all being raised to the 5th. If you take the derivative, it's 5 times cosine 6x to the 4th times, now you work your way in, so derivative of cosine 6x would be negative sine 6x times 6 dx. And then you go, uh-oh, this is certainly not what's left over right here. I mean, yeah, there's the sine 6x dx. We can adjust for this, but what about all this mess? So then, abort mission. That is not the correct choice for you. And if you're already thinking ahead and imagining the chain rule, you don't even have to waste time writing this out, you know? So then from here you go, oh, maybe I didn't need that exponent. Maybe u should just be cosine 6x. You're right. And then let's find du. Okay, derivative of cosine 6x would be negative sine 6x. Don't forget the chain rule, times 6 dx. In fact, let me put the watch out eyeballs. That way you don't forget, okay? Yes, those are my signature watch out eyeballs. Okay, from here, now look back at the integral. Do I see this being multiplied somewhere in there? Yeah, I just need to move this 6 and the minus sign over. And then is it a problem that u is just cosine 6x? No, because this will just all be u to the 5th. Do you see that? Okay, so we've got negative 1/6 du is sine 6x dx. And then let's come through, let's rewrite this integral all in terms of u. So we'll have, let me put the negative 1/6 all the way outside. Why not? Then we've got u to the 5th and then du. Beautiful. Then from here, add 1 to the exponent, divide by the new exponent. So you'll have u to the 6th, another 1/6 out front. Since this is an indefinite integral, no limits of integration, then we have to put plus c. We didn't do that in the first example, remember, because we had definite limits of integration. We had a definite integral. Okay, that's it. Just bring it on home now. So we've got negative 1/36. U to the 6th, well, who was u? U was, it's right here, cosine of 6x to the 6th plus c. And then I'm going to write my final answer with the abbreviation so we don't have so many parentheses. So negative 1/36 cosine to the 6th, 6x plus c. And then we'll box it, and there you go. Okay, much better. So remember, when you choose u, always think about what du is going to be. Ahead of time, it'll help you pick u better, and then in the moment, also, you won't mess up. If you need more calculus help, my full Calculus 1 and Calculus 2, and Calculus 3 lecture libraries are for free here on YouTube. They're all organized into playlists. And if you want a complete structured course with guided notes, problem sets, study guides, sample exams, you can find my self-paced courses at professorvmath.com. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok, Math with Professor V. Bye!